The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We are back here on the Coaches Show, brought to you by J.H.A. Company. That's Josh Houston and Associates. Jewelry, letter jackets, yearbooks, graduation products, and more. JHACompany.com. It's time to talk Stewarts Creek girls hoops this morning. And the head coach, Slone Starkey, joins us here this morning. And, Coach, we were just talking with Scott Thomas at Oakland about, here we're getting ready to go through the second go-through. It's the district's gone pretty quick, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's flying by.
For you, right now, 12-9 on the season, and kind of give us the temperature, if you will, of Lady Redhawks basketball, where you are now, and kind of maybe a bit about where you want to be here coming up.
Well, as of recently, we're rolling pretty good. We're on a 3-game win streak, and we're winning the right way. We're doing things that are going to be helpful in some more competitive games. Overall course of the season, 12-9 is probably not where I thought we would be at this point. Suffered some tough losses throughout the year that I did not expect. Speaking of Oakland got us at home, and that one caught us by surprise. Oakland came in playing really well coached up, and that one snuck up on us. So that was a little disappointing there. And then we had two other losses this year so far that kind of caught us off guard a little bit. But overall, 12-9, we're okay. We're doing great in district, so can't ask for much more, really.
Well, district is what sets you up
right
to go through district tournament. And honestly, the district slate is what kind of determines not only where you are in the district, but what sides of brackets you can be on.
Right.
And so, you want to be playing better ball now than you were in December, and better ball in January than you do in February, right?
Right. Yep. That's right. Yeah. We lost to Lebanon at home, a district opponent, Lebanon at home. But I still, and the girls still feel very confident. There's no reason why we cannot still finish district on top. So we'll face Smyrna next week in Cookeville at home, and that'll give us a real understanding of what we got to do to win the district. But we feel good about where we are right now.
Does you haven't played Cookeville yet? That'll be your first time, yeah.
Yep, Friday will be our first Cookeville matchup.
A little bigger league than District 8, although all of that's going to change next year, which is just absolutely crazy.
Right.
But so you've still got Smyrna and Cookeville. Cookeville right now is
undefeated.
Undefeated in the league. Yeah,
they just beat Lebanon last night by I think 6 points.
Yeah, that tells me that you guys are right there in that mix of that. I mean, like that top three.
Yeah,
your district champion will probably be one of those three.
I would assume so. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fight for that those top three teams in the district between Cookeville, Lebanon, and us. Yeah.
Yeah, and just looking at scores and things of that nature, the Smyrna and Laverne scores, I mean, they're getting closer, beating the Wilson Centrals and, are close games and stuff. So, I mean, I think the league is stronger top to bottom this year.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Laverne last night. Coach has got them playing extremely hard. And Smyrna as well. Smyrna, there's no let up in Smyrna or Laverne. And if you're not careful, and if you're not on your A game and ready to play, they'll get you. So, yeah.
Well, talk to me about I could throw out names, and, Camden Ward's going to be one, and you're just going to keep going on and on. But maybe talk to me a little bit about who you feel is playing well for you, who's made some great strides here in the last month.
We got to shout out Riley Steen. Riley Steen comes off our bench. Last couple games, she's been actually the first one off the bench. In the last game, she came in and made a few mistakes, and I was a little concerned about how she was going to recover from that. But she followed up with a really good practice, and then last night against Laverne, she was the first one off the bench, and she went 4 for 5 from 3. She hit 3 straight threes in the first half. Pretty much as soon as she got in the game, she started lighting it up.
You look like a genius putting her in there, right?
Yeah. There's no genius to it. When you shoot the ball that well in practice, It's just a matter of will it translate into games, and it does for Riley. So that's incredible. So it's another little trick up our sleeve, when we need a 3-ball, or we got a team that's trying to sag off of us in the zone, to be concerned with our bigs, to have a girl like Riley Steen come in and light it up is huge for us.
Yeah. I mean, for instance, if you've got a great inside game, what's the opponent going to do if you can't hit from outside? They're going to pack it in and make it tough to get it in there,
and
right?
We've seen that multiple times this year, and that's something that, we kind of, as a coach, I was concerned with earlier in the year, but now, and it's not just Riley. Amira hit 2 threes off the bench. Layla has worked incredibly hard on her shot, and she's knocking down threes. And then not only that, by percentage, our 2 bigs, percentage-wise, are our 2 best shooters. So, we're tough to guard. When we played correctly, there's not a lot you can do defensively against us to stop us from scoring.
The outside game maybe was a struggle at the beginning of the season, but that's been coming around. It's been getting more consistent, I guess maybe is the word.
You could say that for sure, yeah. And Izzy needs to be mentioned as well. Izzy hit 2 threes, pull up off the dribble, which is a unique skill to be able to pull up for 3 off the dribble, and she's probably best at doing that. So, yeah, if we're consistent from 3-point land, and we force girls to come out and have to guard the 3-point line, and then it just opens it up for Jada and Cam, who are, as a duo up there. They're up there in Tennessee.
Yeah. Gotta be. We're talking Stewarts Creek Red Hawk girls basketball this morning. Slone Starkey is with us today. You mentioned practice, and that's something that the casual fan that comes out. I mean, I'm sure the parents know, but they don't see it either. They don't see the practice, the work that these. But they may know that they leave at 6 a.m. to go and whatever. Yeah. So, kind of talk about practice ethic, because it's critically important and how that translates into winning games.
Yeah. Well, for us, we got to shout out the boys coach, Coach Jones. He's been very generous in allowing us to practice against the JV boys. And so, as a coach that's new to the girls program, practicing against boys isn't necessarily something new to me, but the frequency is something that I didn't realize. And so we practice against the boys almost every day. Yeah. So to be able to have our JV boys in practice and them to create the pressure and create the intensity that translates into games is really important. Now, I'll also say, as coaches, to get the girls to play in practice in a way that replicates games is something that, as a coach, you got to get good at, and something I got to improve on all the time. We just can't in practice pick and choose when we're going to go hard and when we're not. We got to go hard every single day. So if we can get that out of them in practice, we're just that much better.
Yeah. That has to obviously help with also the speed of the game, because the really elite girls teams, the speed is what separates, I think, just the speed of the game and how it develops, and quick reactions to passes and situations. Would you say that? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's definitely something that, again, using the boys, those passes that we tend to make are not successful against boys, and that's something that really translates into the games. Whereas if we're just going through offense and we're running against our second group, we can make any pass we want, and it's pretty much going to be successful. But against, like you said, elite teams, that pass doesn't work. So that's a good part of the game that needs to translate, and bringing those boys in is what helps for sure.
Especially when you're playing the Cookvilles and Lebanons. And,
Cookville and Lebanon are, just like you're saying, one of those elite teams that rotate really fast. They do a good job of putting pressure up on you, and if you throw a bad pass against them, it's going the other way.
Yeah. Well, by next week you'll be through the midway part of the regular season. It's hard to believe, by Valentine's Day that's the end of the regular season.
Our first interview, first
time for the two of us. Yeah. The schedule kind of got all wanky, and but it's always, with three of us, and we try to rotate through. That way you're not seeing the same face and the same questions all the time,
Right.
And But you know, seeing your girls earlier, I thought, man, you really have some solid pieces, and they've got the headroom is high. I mean, they have room to grow, and that's kind of why I was asking you the questions that I did, because, you know, seeing that happen throughout the season, that's where you want to be. You don't want things to go the opposite way.
True. Yeah, we're definitely trending for sure. And again, you know, just Riley has proven herself earlier in the season, but now being in district play, you know, I don't think she expected to come off the bench as quick as she did, and for her to not hesitate at all and come in the game and immediately start dropping threes out of the sky is, again, huge for us. So yeah, we're going in the right direction for sure.
And you know, as we continue moving toward the postseason, what are a couple of things that you're going to kind of focus on, areas that you think we can get better to make us a good tournament team?
Man, I don't want to give it all away now.
Let me rephrase. Defensively, are there some things that you're going to be working on? Because I know you don't want to just throw everything out there.
Right.
But the defense is such an important part of the basketball game that doesn't get a lot of, you know, it's not in the box score, you know, a lot of times.
Yeah, no, just having a better understanding of our opponent and how to defend them is really crucial. For example, like I got to use Blackman as an example. Lyric lit us up for 32 points, and that's unacceptable. We cannot allow that to happen. And I don't think I put more emphasis on one player in a scouting report than I did on Lyric and at Blackman. And to still not guard her correctly and give up 32 points is just something that you got to get better at. You know what I mean? So as we go through second half of district and then start focusing on district tournament and region play, it's our responsibilities as coaches, and then to understand how to guard everybody, and then be able to translate that into terms that players understand, and so that they can apply it correctly in the game. So I think that's kind of where if you're going to get better and you're going to be ready for district play in the district tournament, that's kind of where you got to focus. But then also, you know, something that we're learning as a team is just at what tempo, at what pace we can play at. And the last couple of games, I think we found a little bit of a sweet spot, whereas in the past, as a coach, I've been wanting to play much faster. But when we got a duo of bigs like we do, you know, you got to find the right tempo to that.
Yeah.
And so I think we're finding that right now.
Well, Tuesday at Smyrna, it's the battle for the city and pride and all that goes with it.
Yeah.
Biggest rival.
Queens of Smyrna.
There you go. And then at home versus Cookeville, and it's always important to protect the home court.
Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, appreciate you coming in this morning. Always good to catch up, and good luck. We've got a big couple of weeks, and we'll see you back here, hopefully talking about the Lady Redhawks being there and on top, or whatever's going on. We'll talk about it. All right.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you then.
Thank you guys for doing this.
Absolutely. That is Stewarts Creek head coach Slone Starkey on the Coach's Show, brought to you by Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car. Professional auto repair and maintenance from ASC certified mechanics and master mechanics. Online at autorepairsmyrna.com.